Hey everyone, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we're going to be showing you guys a little secret weapon in Halo 2. So, as y'all remember, or hopefully you already know this, there's a Scarab Gun in Halo 2, which is just a plasma rifle that shoots out Scarab beams, and it has infinite ammo as well. So, the other day, when I was in that video about the invisible Sentinel beam, I noticed in the game files, on certain maps, there's a weapon called the Big Needler, as well as on certain maps, a Big Needler Handheld. So I got curious about what this weapon is, and because I actually never like knew what it was or even like try to spawn it before. But you know, I got curious, and so I decided to try it out. So let's take a look. So when I spawned the Big Needler, or the Big Needler Handheld. The Big Needler, it doesn't actually spawn anything, and I'll explain why later. But the Big Needler Handheld, it's also just a plasma rifle when I spawned it out. Or at least it looks like a plasma rifle. I mean, and you know, it even says like plasma rifle when you pick it up. But it is not a plasma rifle. And actually, if you already have a plasma rifle in your hand, you could still swap for this one. Now, the weird thing about this is that if you spawn it this way, you actually can't shoot it at all. So what the Big Needler is, it's actually just the shade turret. Well, not the turret itself, but the weapon on the shade turret that shoots out the shots. So in order to fire it, I actually had to spawn myself with it. I couldn't spawn it through another weapon like you saw earlier. I had to set myself to spawn it. And when I actually spawn with it, then I can actually shoot it. And you know, as you imagine, the Big Needler, if the Big Needler was just the shade turret, then the Big Needler Handheld, of course, not surprisingly, was a handheld shade gun or phantom gun, whatever you want to call it. Really, I don't know if there's an official name for it. I like found some like references like in a very old video on YouTube of like an action replay. I mean, if you guys remember what action replay was, that's like way back in the day. But there was like one action replay video, like someone filmed it on like their TV screen or something, showing what they called a phantom gun. I don't know if that's the official term for it anywhere. In the game files, it's just called the Big Needler Handheld. But I guess phantom guns does sound pretty cool. But as you can see, it is basically a rapid fire handheld shade turret gun phantom thing, whatever. It's all just regular shade turret shots, except it's, you know, shoots a lot faster. I'm pretty sure it does the same amount of damage to the turret. It's just, you know, like I know the shade turret already is rapid fire, but this is like it's a much higher fire rate, and it's you know, it's pretty good actually on easy difficulty. It shreds through all the enemies pretty quickly, and even against like vehicles, it's actually not a bad weapon at all. And another great thing about this weapon is, you know, it's very similar to the Scarab Gun. It's infinite ammo and everything. But one great thing about it is, unlike the Scarab Gun, if you shoot it like too close to you, it doesn't hurt you at all. There's no splash damage or anything. The Scarab Gun, if you shoot it a little too close to you, or you know, especially at your feet, it will just blow you up instantly, and it does like such massive amount of damage that you die like right away from a single shot. But this gun, it doesn't hurt you at all. So it's a much safer weapon to use indoors compared to the Scarab Gun. And like I said, it's also pretty effective against vehicles as well. So as I said earlier, this weapon only appears on certain maps. Not every map that has a shade turret or a Big Needler also has a handheld version. So I'm not actually sure like why some maps have the shade gun. My guess is that at some point it was supposed to be like a secret weapon hidden somewhere in the game, like the Scarab Gun, but I don't know, I guess Bungie never included it in the end, but it still stayed in their files. So, the first two maps that have it definitively are Outskirts and Delta Halo. The third map that has it is Sacred Icon, but there's one interesting caveat on this map. So, in the game files, there actually is no Big Needler Handheld. There is a Big Needler, and you know, of course, there's a shade turret on this map, but there's no handheld version of the Big Needler. Instead, it has something called a Phantom Turret Handheld, and I don't know why like the name changed between the first two maps to this one, but the Phantom Turret Handheld is completely identical to the Big Needler Handheld. So I mean, it technically is a different weapon than the other ones, but it's exactly the same in every way. So for all intents and purposes, I'm including it in this video and counting it as the same weapon. But if you want to count it as another secret weapon separately, that's, you know, that's your prerogative. But it's basically the same. You know, same damage, same fire rate, same, you know, weapon, same plasma rifle essentially. Just, you know, different name for some reason. And I'm not sure why they changed the name, but it's, you know, that's how it is. On other maps, there are no Phantom turret handhelds. They have the Big Needler Handheld instead. But like I said, it's all the same. But yeah, so there you guys have it. That is one of the other secret weapons, that probably the lesser known, much lesser known secret weapon in Halo 2. Mostly because, to my knowledge, it is not anywhere in gameplay. It's not hidden somewhere like on a traffic cone or something like the Scarab Gun was. If it is, then I'd be very shocked that no one's found it yet. But I'm like 99.9% positive it's not in gameplay. It can only be brought out by modding the game. But it is a little hidden secret weapon in the game files. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this and found this to be interesting, you know, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, or just anything else for me to check out or look into, or just anything I missed, or something like that. Just let me know, and I'm doing my best to look into it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.